So a couple of days ago, a friend of mine asked me, when you feel stuck, when you have a roadblock in your head, you have to work but you can't bring yourself up to do that, what do you do? There are a few interesting ideas that have stuck with me and that I use whenever I feel a little stuck. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about those three things. Let's just get out of traffic first. Okay, the very first tip to beating procrastination is biological, biochemical actually, same thing. If you drink coffee or tea, we all know that it contains caffeine, and drinking caffeine can put you into this tunnel of focus. Caffeine also gives you a short spurt of energy, of motivation. At least it works for me. So drinking caffeine is a great way to get your butt off the bed or feel a little more motivated. A couple of best practices with caffeine is you should try to drink not more than 2 cups in a day. Everyone recommends that, but I'll tell you why. Obviously, too much caffeine is bad for you and bad for your sleep cycle, but if you limit your caffeine intake to only 2 cups, then when you actually need the caffeine to work for you and you drink the coffee, it will work for you. The other thing you should do is not drink coffee or any caffeine drink, which includes sodas, Coke, Pepsi, Red Bull, definitely not Red Bull, after 3 or 4 p.m. in the afternoon. The reason behind that is caffeine has a very long half-life of sorts in your body, which means it takes a long time for your body to digest the caffeine, and even 6 or 8 hours later, about half of the caffeine is still swirling around in your bloodstream. So now what can you do? You're drinking only 2 cups of coffee in a day, maybe only 1, and you're not drinking after 4 p.m. Let's say you have a deadline the next day. You need to work till about 2 a.m. You need to pull an all-nighter of sorts. What you can do now with caffeine is drink 1 cup of coffee at 8 or 9 p.m. And if you've eased your body off of caffeine and you're not dependent on it as before, you will be able to use that caffeine to stay up. Versus if you already drink a lot of caffeine, then that cup of coffee is not going to do much to keep you awake. So I've done that. I've reduced the amount of caffeine I have so that when I drink it, it serves a purpose for me. And if you like the taste of coffee, you can always try decaf. I did not say that. Don't tell the Italians I said that. Okay, the second tip. This might work for some of you. It works for me. I go onto YouTube and I look up motivational videos. I admit it is a little cringy, but you'll be surprised what a determined old man telling you to get the hell out of bed and get to work and not hit the snooze button. You'll be amazed at what it can do for you. Whenever I've felt a little low, I don't want to go to the gym, or I don't want to get up and sit down on my table to work, I just play one of these videos. A channel that I like is Motiversity. Probably put the link in the description somewhere. And I like their videos. They're very different, and interestingly, there are different kinds of motivation. So you have motivation to work out, motivation to not sleep, wake up, motivation to get to work, motivation to not give up. So the whole genres of motivational videos, and you can pick your flavor depending on what you are trying to get done. And more often than not, I've found it to be very helpful. This one works better than coffee. It's not as predictable as coffee. With coffee, I know I'm going to be awake, but this is a biologically a better way of getting motivated without pouring caffeine into your system. Okay, the third tip is one that I'm living right now. You'll have to do a lot of work in life that you don't enjoy, but you have to do it. And I've read a few quotes that say the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that the successful people will show up with discipline and do the hard things that nobody else is willing to do. And this is a little bit like that. Now, knowing what's happening in the world with the pandemic and everything, it might be a little hard to get yourself to just do the hard thing. So my advice to you is this: if you want to do something unpleasant or something that you know you're not going to enjoy doing, sandwich it between two things that you really enjoy doing. Let's say I have a report that I have to write that I don't want to do, but I know I have to do it. I'll step out on my motorcycle and give myself a 30-minute ride as a treat beforehand, and I'll tell myself if I'm able to finish that report, I'll go the other day, which is the following day, or I won't if I can't finish it. So it's pretty straightforward. First, do something you like for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, depending on how much time you have, and use the momentum that you've built up then, the endorphins and the dopamine that you've gathered from doing that, to bounce into the task, the unpleasant task that you don't have to do, that you don't want to do but you have to do. And you'll see, you'll find yourself powering through it much better than if you had just tried to force yourself into the seat and do that thing you didn't want to do. So those are my 3 pieces of advice to do things that you don't feel like doing. 1, drink coffee, make it biological. 2, watch motivational videos on YouTube, they almost always help. And 3, do something that you enjoy doing and sandwich what you don't want to do between 2 activities that you really enjoy doing. The momentum from your happy task will power you through. Stay tuned for more interesting videos on coffee, chai, philosophy, productivity, and all kinds of stuff that you don't expect to hear on a motorcycle and from a motorcycle. Goodbye.